Um, yeah, so look, I thought it was good work today. I spent most of the time over with the offense today on that field. Um, I thought there were some obviously some good things. I thought the period, the first period started out pretty good. Um, don't know that we were as good as I wanted to be on third down, and then I thought move the ball was pretty good. So um, yeah, look, it was good work. We had some situational work. We had some, kind of game-like conditions, and I thought I thought we, I thought we utilized the time to get better.
That's what's a benefit for you, just seeing you guys go against other guys. Like, how does that change? Like, how do you?
Well, look, I'd say this. I'd say this is a team that's won 13 games the last 3 years, in terms of really the regular season. So uh, they've been one of the better teams in our league, and they're good on offense. They're good on defense. They're good in the kicking game. So, arguably one of the best quarterbacks to play the game. So, it's just a good challenge. You see some different looks, and so our guys, particularly the young guys, get a chance to see some different things, both offensively and defensively. So I think that's the benefit we get out of it.
I know when you all went to Costa Mesa, Sean had a relationship with the Cowboys with Anthony Lynn. What was maybe the genesis of this, Jesse? Do you have any relationships here, big here? Was it just
Well,
recent
yeah,
practice?
look, you know, um, I think Matt and I have a mutual respect for each other. We had a nice conversation last year before we played those guys in Jacksonville on the field. Um, I think as much as anything, we wanted to find a good quality opponent um, in a little bit cooler environment, get out of the heat just a little bit, and kind of um, get our guys tucked away and come together as a unit. So um, that's kind of how that happened. Obviously we had a good connection with Russ Ball here, who was with the Saints, and so we just kind of made a couple of calls, and they were wanting to do it, and it worked out.
And you've seen the advantage of getting away for a week and how that can help. Could you, as best you can, describe what that does for a team or what it can do?
Well, look, whenever you go on the road, whether it's during a regular season game or we're coming up here and going to spend a week up here, um, it's just you and the guys. And our team hangs out together. They eat together. They play cards. You know, they're around each other all the time, and there's no distractions. Um, and so I think it's just a cool environment for our guys to kind of, get together and kind of get to know each other a little bit better.
You get asked the Mike Thomas question almost every day, but doing more, how would you say you thought he
Yeah,
performed?
look, I think I got to go look at the tape a little bit. Um, so, look, everybody asks me about Mike Thomas all the time. When the ball kicks off for real, Mike Thomas is going to be ready to go, and I'm excited about that.
Having James back out today, Matt, obviously in practice, but it's nice to just have
Yeah,
him back
no,
on the
no,
field.
it's another positive step in the right direction. He's still really kind of day to day, um, uh, and we're going to be smart with that. We're going to be cautious with that. We're going to make sure we give him every opportunity to get right. Um, and I don't think that's going to be a long period of time, but yet we're not going to put him back out there until we feel certain that he's 100% ready.
Would you say that's unlikely tomorrow?
I don't know the answer to that. We'll evaluate him this afternoon and even in the morning to see where he is and how he's feeling, and then we'll make a decision probably tomorrow morning.
Sure, Devontae Smith looks like the Jerky's office.
Yeah, he practiced today, and look, it was good to see. It was good to see.
This is our first time talking since the preseason game. After kind of getting a chance to look back over that film, is there anything that really stood out to you from that game?
Yeah, yeah. I thought the first units that went out there played extremely well. Um, you know, to me that looked like New Orleans Saints offense running out there. Timing, rhythm, accuracy in the passing game, tempo in and out of the huddle. I was really pleased with what we did offensively, and then defense went out there and got 2-3 and outs to start the game, which I thought was kind of the way we wanted to be able to operate. So I thought that was good. I think we kind of hit a little bit of a lull offensively. I don't think we were as good as I would have liked to have been as the game kind of wore on, but yet we had a couple of nice drives. So there was a lot to teach off of, and it was a learning experience for particularly a lot of these young guys getting out there in their first NFL action. So a lot of positives, but certainly there were some things we had to clean up.
For us that don't follow training camp, your training camp every day, two Wisconsin guys, Ramczyk, Vaughn, how have they played this year? What have you seen?
Well, look, it's probably unfair to have a real evaluation in terms of camp. We've kind of taken it easy with Ramczyk a little bit, making sure we get him 100% healthy and ready for the season. Zach had a hamstring, so he was out for a little while. So I think today was kind of his first day getting some action back in a little while. So I'll reserve those comments for later. But yet I like both those players.
Was any extra bonus in their step just because they're back at their home state, or any shout outs from the fans or anything like that? Is that exciting for them to do?
You'd have to ask them. I didn't ask that question. That wasn't what I was concerned with.
They're bouncing your step being in like 70-degree weather.
Felt good. Felt good. It was a little different, I didn't feel like when I stood up here that I'd just gotten out of the shower.
Come back in February.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've said
I'd
it.
love to.
You've said at camp how much you enjoy the heat and the benefits of it, but still, you kind of. Is there a point where maybe you've had enough of that and you want to get away from it a little bit?
Yeah, look, it's all part of training. I think there's a toughness that comes along with having to battle through the heat. Like, it ain't easy. It's not easy, and having to fight through that mentally, I think is good for your football team. I think you can draw on that at points in the season when you face adversity. So I think that's good, but yet I also think there's a balance where you got to get them back a little bit, and I think that's a little bit what this week's about.
How has Juwan Johnson separated himself during camp or made himself stand out at all to you?
Well, look, I think he's really improved his blocking. I think we've always felt like there was a talented receiving threat at the tight end position with him, but I think you've really seen an improvement in his understanding in terms of what we're doing from a blocking standpoint, and really just kind of the fundamentals and technique of it. I think he's a little bit bigger and a little bit stronger right now than where he's been in the recent past. So I kind of like where he's at.
How would you describe where Alvin Kamara is right now, and as quick as you've ever seen him?
I think he's had as good a camp as I've seen, since I've been here. I think he's in a good place mentally. I think he's, looks exceptionally explosive. He's in great shape, great condition. So I like where he's at.
Were there any veterans during the game last weekend who stepped up and were very vocal and may have surprised you?
I wouldn't say that. Look, I'd say I felt like it was really good over on the sideline. I thought our group, was into the game and attentive and made good adjustments over on the sideline. So I thought that was good. I thought the enthusiasm with some of those guys that didn't play in the game and watching some of these young guys go out and make plays, I was excited about that.
You're saying Vaughn just coming back. Do you expect him to get some playing time on Friday? Is he back at that level yet, or still?
Well, I think we got to see how the week plays out. That would be my hope.
Dennis,
We've talked about Dejon Dixon a couple times standing out to you. How do you feel that he has continued that trajectory with unfamiliar opponents across the board versus passing?
Well, look, I thought he did a good job in the game the other night, particularly from a receiving standpoint. I didn't think his special teams was particularly good, and so that's an area that he's got to improve on. But I felt like as a route runner, his ability to catch the ball, I thought I saw a lot of the same things I've been seeing.
I kind of have a lighthearted question, maybe since we're closing. We like the weather. When and
Well, I would say this. I'm not even sure I know what a cheese curd is. So now, I'll pretty much eat anything. So if you put it in front of me, I'll probably eat it. But I don't know what a cheese curd is.
So it's like the fatty part of cheese.
Listen, I'll take your word for it.
Mozzarella.
Bring me something tomorrow. I'll taste one.
You gotta have
Smaller mozzarella.
I'll do that.
I like it.
They're squeaky.
All good? All right. Appreciate it, guys.
Tyron, as best you can, describe how this is different from a practice in Metairie.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you get to compete against, other players, outside your team, I think it always kind of, adds to the intensity, the, competitive spirit. So it was a lot of that out there today.
Yeah, look at that. After it.
Oh yeah, it's about to get real, real soon for us, and so it's all about, trying to find ways to improve, and obviously, just coming out there with the right energy, right spirit, every day.
How did you feel you guys did defensively in general?
I thought we left a few plays out there. There was a couple times, tip balls. We had a chance to, make a play on it. We didn't. But for the most part, I thought we communicated well, and I thought we did what we needed to do.
How are you and Marcus in your communication? Is that getting better every day, or how?
Yeah, it's growing. It's definitely growing. It's definitely coming along. It's a process. Just trying to understand the system and where we fit in, in the system. And so, I feel good about where we are. So the sky's the limit for sure.
Does this sort of thing specifically help with that end? Like getting a chance to go up against another team?
Oh yeah, I think everything helps. From meetings to walkthroughs to, competing against our guys, competing against other teams. I think all those things are, on the table, and for us, we're just trying to sort it all out, and like I said, see what sticks for us and see what works for us as a group.
It's just practice, but still, you're going against them two-time MVP in the league. Is there just more
Yeah.
to it, even though it's just practice?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you could compete against the best players in the world, I think it kind of raises the level of competition and energy as well. And so anytime you get to compete against one of the best players ever, you want to go out there, communicate well, and get your hands on some balls.
You and Marcus have talked a lot about the interchangeability between the two of you. Do you care? Do you have a preference whether you be dropping deep or playing at the line, or do you like the idea of being able to do both?
I like doing both. Obviously, I started off early in my career, playing closer to the line of scrimmage. The last couple of years, I've been, further away from it. Still growing in that area, but, I just love playing the game. I love to be out there. I love to be one of the 11, that's on the field. So, and I think at the end of the day, the game is real simple. Just find the ball and then try to make a play on it. So it doesn't really matter where you're at on the field or what play the coach called. I think the game is for the players, to go out there and really make a play.
The idea that you're not the biggest guy in the NFL,
Yeah.
making plays at the line of scrimmage, what is it, I guess, about your personality that at your size lets you make plays at the line?
I've always been a student of the game. I've always, really listened to my coaches and, tried my best to understand the scheme, like I said, where I fit in at it. And then from there, just kind of let my instincts take over. When my eyes are right, I'm usually doing good, and, other times when they're not right, it kind of work against me. But for the most part, just trying to communicate with your coaches, trying to understand how they see the defense and where they see you at in the defense. And then from there, like I said, wherever the ball goes, you try to hustle to it,
When it comes to making those plays near the line of scrimmage, C.J. Gardner-Johnson has some of that skill set as well. How do you feel like your two games are complementary to one another so far?
Yeah, I think anytime, the more players you have that can kind of do a little bit of everything, I think it adds to the versatility. I think it adds to the scheme. There was a couple times a day that Aaron Rodgers was kind of checking the play. He didn't know who was blitzing or whatnot. So, I do feel like having, guys on the opposite ends of the field of each other, that guys are able to blitz, able to cover, it makes the offense work a little bit harder, pre-snap and post-snap.
Your preference between 90-degree practices?
To be honest, I like practicing in New Orleans, but anytime you get to go against some guys in a different jersey, that's always good. Camp can kind of get a little, draining, going against your teammates every day. So it was a nice change up, to compete against somebody else for a chance.
And the fact that you're not like still pouring sweat, right?
Right. Yeah, it's all good. Yes, sir.
As long as you've played, I know you haven't played that long, but
Our group, I think we're going to be pretty good, especially defensively. I think we got the right leader. Demario Davis. He's constantly pushing us. Each and every day. I think we got great coaches too. Between Ryan and Chris. Really two of the best minds I've been around on the defensive side. Really outside of Todd Bowles. Just really just trying to gel together. And most of this is just committing to each other. I think all of us are really good athletes, and we all are pretty smart for the most part. It's just taking that next step and committing to your teammates, and that's what usually brings out the best, in the group. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
How was it being out here today, matching up with unfamiliar opponents in the practice environment?
So that it's always better going against somebody else than your teammate. So, it's always, it's a challenge, and just being competitive out there with them is way better, than going against your teammates every day. So, yeah.
Seemed like y'all were kind of like pretty hyped up to go out and face with them.
Yeah, that's just how we is. We got a lot of people, on the back end and the front seven that's ready for whatever. So, just knowing we got that, it's a great feeling.
And do you like relish a chance to like play D against
Yeah.
that could be?
Yeah, because you can learn from it. You can always get better. Just having him at quarterback, so or at DBs.
How do y'all prepare for these? What is the preparation going into joint practices? Are you studying anything that practice you're doing, or is it the team is so new?
Yeah, I mean, we studying definitely, but we still gotta go out there and play. And see the looks that they give us and all that, and correct it from there. But going into it, we know a little bit of what they do, but we still had to go in and practice a little bit, see what they really doing. So far this year. So it's always good to get in, and see what the other team doing, especially they in our conference NFC. So.
How would you describe the strength of Tyron's game and what he brings, I guess, behind the scenes that we wouldn't see?
It's a leader, he a dog too, so, we always need that in the back end, and he bring that, so, he that player, everybody know it, so,
I mean, is there something you see in his game that, like, stands out for you? Something specifically that he
in this
does?
game, just his quickness, awareness, just his ability to pick up, on the offense quick, so that's just what I like out of a safety. He really know how to go get it, so, yeah.
Marshawn, what's some of the biggest things that you've seen different from Paulson Adebo last year to this year?
Just his approach. Well, he always, he was a dog back, last year, but this year, you can see he matured a little bit, and with everything, his technique and everything. So, he be on the lookout for Paulson for sure.
How have you felt that adjustment? Because you went from having Janoris Jenkins, an NFL veteran,
Yeah.
across from you, to Paulson Adebo, who had this outstanding rookie season.
Right.
Those slight to Jenkins, but have you noticed, like, how does that impact your game with how well Adebo's been playing?
Man, we just feed off each other. Any corner I play with, we feed off each other. So I see him doing good, I'm going to do good just off the simple fact that I just want to keep that standard going, in the room. So if he ball and I'm ball, it just go hand in hand at that point.
Rashawn, I think this is the first time we talked to you this camp. Last year was a really good year for you. How do you kind of approach this offseason and try to build off?
Just becoming more of like a leader, to the younger guys. I know a couple of them look up to me just from what I've been doing in the league. So I just try to get in, do what I got to do, on and off the field for the young dudes. And other than that, just go out there and play, do what I do. That's it.
You've gotten that really close look at him. We've seen Mike come back. And pretty much just like Mike.
Yeah, Mike gonna be Mike. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, what's going to take on this?
I'm glad to have him back out there. Just that long, just him being injured, you can tell, he was away from the team. So, you know, just having them back out, just having this energy out there and everything, you know, it's bring everything back to the offense that we need. So,
What does he do that other guys can't do? Like
Who, Mike?
when you played everybody, what is his thing? What is his single biggest strength?
strong. He's strong. Catch point, whatever. You know, he just is strong. He played like bigger than what he is. You know, that's what I feel like Mike. He good at. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if you guys get a chance to you talk to guys from Green Bay up here.
Nah, not really. Nah. Yeah. Nah.
Have you seen anything unique from Jarvis Landry in terms of creating separation? He just seems to
Quick. He quick. He quicker than people think. You know, he go from one place to the other quick. You know, just in and out his breaks, just stuff like that. If you just look, you know, he's not the fastest. You know, but he make up with that with his quickness. So that's how he creates separation. I feel like.
Different receivers.
Of course.
What they have to bring to the table. What you
You said today? What I learned today? Shit. I don't know. We was dominating to me. So, you know, I mean, it's just every day, you know, I try to learn more and more just on my game. And I can't really tell you what I be learning. You know, I got to save it. You know what I'm saying?
You felt like you guys had a good day.
But, yeah, definitely. You feel like we had a good day? Yeah.
Me, it's more if you say it. Though.
Yeah, I know. I think we did.
What's the potential of this defense? I mean, you had some games last year where you dominated. What's the sky on that?
I think the sky's been past that because just everybody we got, you know, in the back end, we got the linebackers, the front end, we got everything we need, you know, to be a dominant defense. We just got to go in, you know, every week and just do what we got to do. So I feel like we could take it wherever we want to take it. It's all on us.
How do you measure success in the tournament?
If we win the periods, you know what I'm saying? Domination, if they don't catch the ball on us, we won. You know, that's simple for us. Yeah, that's really it. That's it.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Thank you. It's cool. It's really cool. I've been to, obviously I'm from the Milwaukee area, but I've been to Green Bay a few times, and it's nice to be somewhere familiar and recognizable. The weather's very nice.
Any shout-outs out there? Anybody cheering your name, or just good back, or what was it?
Yeah, a few people, a few welcome homes, some signatures. It's always nice to see some Wisconsin football and helmets instead of some LSU stuff sometimes.
It's like there's like one guy who's like his college roommate next to you or something like that.
Yeah. As I was walking back in, yeah.
Dennis told us he doesn't even know what a cheese curd is. Is that kind of surprising and almost a little bit embarrassing?
I think Wisconsin's a very underrated state, and we stay low key. Not everyone has to know what a cheese curd is. They'll figure it out if they want to, and then they'll be surprised by the result.
Coach said this is kind of, you have to follow all your practices, but the first time you really got back into the swing of things, were you kind of circling on the calendar, like, I got to make sure that, you know, when we do go to Green Bay, that you're ready? Was it kind of perfect timing in that regard?
Yeah, I wanted to be back as soon as possible without rushing myself, and this was kind of the mark we had set when I injured it a few weeks ago, and I'm just happy to be back out here and getting reps, and it's kind of been a perfect situation for me. I feel really good.
Today went well.
Yeah, very well.
We saw a couple of plays from you that looked really, really strong on special teams today. How has that become maybe more a part of your game since you've come into the NFL, and how have you embraced that as a part of the many things that you're asking?
Yeah, special teams is one of those things that is very overlooked and plays a big part of the game and field position and everything. And as you develop as a player, you just kind of find your role and where you fit in and where you're good, what you're good. And I feel like I can really contribute to special teams, and I'm always going to give 100% effort, and that's just what I do.
John, obviously, so you get to catch up with your mom, or you get to catch up with, you know, people from Brown Deer, or anything. When you're...
Yeah, I in the off season I live in Milwaukee. I train in Waukesha. Family all around in West Bend, Madison, Pewaukee, all those areas, and it's nice to be back in Wisconsin in the off season.
You expected to get some reps on Friday? I know Coach said I hope so, but is that your mindset right now? Just for the next one?
Yeah, that's definitely my goal, and based on how I'm feeling at the end of the week, and definitely looking to get a few reps on defense.
What's your approach heading into the year?
Just be a contributor. Just focus on my job and whatever I'm told to do and my role, and just play the game I play and be myself.
Let's bring back memories playing LSU.
Oh yeah, that was my redshirt freshman year. We had a exhibition game here, and we all remember how that went. We won.
Speaking of bragging, you ever tell the locker room how much you played for high school, or...
No, that's kind of dug deep now, buried that, yeah.
But how proud are you? I mean, obviously, you had a great career in Wisconsin, and just what you've become and how this place developed you.
Yeah, I was raised here, went to school here, and along the way, I've just kind of been playing at the next level, and I haven't really had a chance to look back and look full picture at what I've done and where I'm going. My mind is always 2 steps ahead and where I want to be and what I want to do in the future, so that's kind of where it's at.
You top of the line for ticket requests for out of your teammates?
I might be. I got a few coming this weekend.
I know it's different levels of play, obviously, but from those days when you were playing quarterback, do you find that there are still things when you're rushing the passer or dropping back in coverage that benefit you in your game from your experience?
I don't know. It was such a long time ago now. I think just building that athleticism in high school is really important for young athletes, playing multiple sports and just doing all you can, really. Cool. Thank you. Appreciate it.
What's it like being back?
It's cool, man. You know, growing up here, obviously watched a lot of the Packers. Been to practices and games as a kid, so it's kind of cool reminiscing, and then obviously being on the field. So
LSU here, right?
yeah,
What do you remember from that game, and what's it going to be like if you do play on Friday with back playing?
You know, that LSU game was obviously another huge special moment in my life. That was my first start at Wisconsin. Had a bunch of family and friends at the game. So first start at Wisconsin on Lambeau Field, a pretty big deal for me. But yeah, a lot of good memories from that. And then, you know, if I play, I played here my rookie year with the Saints too, so been through it. But, you know, it's always a special place to come to just because of my upbringing. So.
Yeah, I know Stephen's point is basically if you were like pulling your bike over here and anybody rely on
You know, I never brought my bike, but I was definitely at some of these open practices as a kid. So, yeah, definitely memories from that.
Did you feel like the offense today? What do you most out of your practices?
You know, it's nice to go against someone other than ourselves. I think it's a good test for us, and I think we played, you know, for the most part, really good today. I think we played physical. We played a good game out there, or a good practice out there. Obviously, there's going to be stuff to correct on the film, but I think the first day went well for us.
How are things shaping up for you for Friday? You know, kind of taking it a little slow with your return to Friday. Are you expecting to play a couple drives, or what are you kind of looking at?
I haven't heard anything. You know, my mindset is I'm going to be playing. So, but yeah, that's all I know, which is nothing.
What has this camp been like for you? It seems like it's kind of like a load management thing.
Yeah, I think they're trying to be smart. I'm trying to be smart. And you know, go into the season feeling as good as I can possibly feel. And I think so far I've done a good job of maintaining it and managing it, and up to this point, my knees have been feeling really good. So.
It's kind of like a balance and rest right there between getting the reps and staying sharp also.
Right. It's kind of a tough game because as a professional athlete, you want to get these reps, you want to get better. You're always trying to work on something. So when you're not getting them, you have to get them mentally, and it's a tough balance not being able to take all the reps, and then being smart on the other end and taking care of your body and make sure you're learning from the stuff you are watching. So.
And kind of flip side of that, Landon Young's got a ton of work right tackle. You kind of try to take him under your wing a little bit and show him some stuff.
Yeah, I think Landon's done a good job, and we communicate a lot. We sit next to each other in our meeting rooms, so we kind of bounce stuff off each other all the time, and I think he's made a lot of good steps in his game, and I think he's becoming a pretty good player.
Would you say that the load management stuff is working? Like, do you feel pretty good right now?
Yeah, I think I definitely feel good. I've never really been through this process before. It was always just like, I'm going, So it's a little bit different for me, but, so far I think it's been good.
Was this like just out of curiosity, was this like Matt Wade kind of checking in with some of this? Or was this kind of more like collaborative?
Yeah, I don't know, exactly how they came up with it, but we have a couple different things that I'm doing in the weight room, and we have certain machines that we're using that I think are beneficial to kind of take some of that strain and all that load off that you would get in a practice and kind of convert it into strength training, really.
I know the fact that Wisconsin's one of the few states that requests offensive linemen when you get to college or the pros for press conferences and things like that.
Say that again, I'm sorry.
Do you like the fact that in Wisconsin you're requested as an offensive lineman to do press conferences, college or the pros?
Yeah, it's cool. I think, Madison, Wisconsin, obviously they have a strong tradition of offensive linemen. So yeah, it's cool that they look out for us.
Is today a day where you consciously think about your journey from point to Madison to where you're at now? Just all the stuff.
Yeah, I think I'd be lying if I said no. I definitely, on the bus ride over it, had some memories about, man, it was, it wasn't long ago that I was out here watching their practices, and then thinking about, getting back into football at D3 and then transferring to Madison, and then, getting drafted. And so there's, I think about that stuff quite a bit when I'm back here. So, yeah, it's pretty cool, pretty special.
What have you seen from Zach Vaughn? Is he
I honestly haven't seen a ton from him, obviously. We don't have a ton of reps against each other, but, just in talking to him, I think he's a confident player, and he's good at what he does. So, I know he's preparing for another good year, and I think he'll have another good year.
Consider riding a bike over? I know Alvin did today, but any consideration on that?
Maybe I get out there on a bike. I don't want to pull a J.J. Watt and break anyone's bike, but yeah, maybe.
Did you get any time? You guys were practicing. Did you get any time to see some friends and family tonight?
Yeah, I talked to my parents after the practice for a little bit, and then I think we might have a couple hours tonight where I could hang out, maybe get dinner or something. So, yeah.
What do you remember about going to those practices? How old were you? Is that a long time ago?
Yeah, it was, I was probably 10, 11, 12, 13, somewhere in there. But my dad was a huge Packer fan. I was a big Packer fan, so we'd load up the car, come over, hang out, try to get some autographs, watch practice, and I just remember thinking, man, what would it be like to be on that field and be a player? And it was always kind of an inspiration and goal of mine to get to the NFL. And so yeah.
Who were your
Favorite
favorite players?
players, obviously Brett Favre was a big one for me. Amon Green, I watched a lot of him. Gosh, I don't know. There was a lot. Donald Driver, Charles Woodson, handful of guys. I had a Rodgers jerseys. I had an Amon Green jersey. I think that was it.
What's it like now for you to be in the same field as Aaron?
That's cool. Obviously, been in this league for 6 years now, so it's not quite the same as being a kid. Obviously, this is my job, and you obviously take it very seriously. But it's cool. Like I said, I grew up around it, grew up watching it, and it's a cool thing to share the field. Yeah.
Did you stay in Stevens Point? Probably did you decide to go back and play football? And you still live there to this day type of
Yeah, I wouldn't see why not. I go back there in the off season. My family's back there. My wife's family's back there. So we spend a lot of time with our families. I wouldn't have seen me moving.
What's your opinion on cheese curds?
Sure. I've had a lot of those in my lifetime. Love them. I mean, there's nothing better than fresh deep fried cheese curds. Yeah.
The head coach didn't do it.
Yeah, that's sad. That makes me sad. Hopefully you'll get out and try some here. I'm sure there's tons of good spots to get them.
Fresh or deep fried? What you prefer?
Deep fried for sure, but fresh are great. I'll eat them both. No problem. Yeah. You guys good? All right, thanks, guys.
How have you changed physically since last year? Dennis said you got bigger. And what was the reasoning behind working on that?
I have put on some weight. I was 235 exiting last year, reported in at 250. So putting a good amount of weight, just more so focusing on just keeping my movement, but also just trying to put on some weight too, because I'm trying to block too. And so blocking guys like Cam and Grandy, oh my God, it's tough, but they help me out a lot. So being in New Orleans definitely helps too, all the crawfish and all that other stuff. So, all that food was pretty helpful.
You said trying to block too. Like that was something you weren't trying to do.
Yeah, I mean,
Did I read that right?
it was more so an attempt last year, but now it's just more so just trying to get the job done. Sometimes when I do it, I'm like, all right, like I got a little something. Cam even sometimes give me like, okay, you tried to get me. I was like, yeah, I tried. But yeah, man, we're just trying to keep working and getting better because I know me blocking will be a huge asset to the team. So. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think it's more so of what I got a few questions this past offseason of what was the toughest position in football. And honestly, I being biased, I think tight end is probably one of the hardest positions because I fully had to dive into the run game, but also the pass game as well. And understanding fronts, understanding coverages, running routes, blocking a certain technique. It's a lot that goes into playing tight end that I never even knew. So guys who are like thrown in from receiver to go to tight end, I'm just like, it's a tough transition. It's really tough. So, going into it, I really had to dive deep into it this offseason, like understanding leverages, understanding coverages, techniques. And all this is foreign language to me. Like last year, he'd say something like, bro, I don't know what you're talking about. But this year, I understand like more of what he's talking about. We're on the same, terminology, and everything's great. So going into this year, I felt a lot more comfortable, a lot better with everything. I feel a lot more confident in blocking guys, knowing that, I've done it against my guys. So I feel like we have the best defensive ends in the league. So going against anybody else is kind of like, all right, I can go up against them.
Jason was describing that as like you're undersized in one area and then you're oversized in the other.
Right.
And you gotta learn like really different things.
Yeah. It is pretty tough. I mean, like, especially knowing, like, you have guys like Trout, too, who's been in the offense for 3 years now, who's helping you out a lot. So, having a guy like him at Y helping me out while I'm out there with him, it gives me sort of a cheat sheet when I'm going out there. So it definitely helps, definitely being like, I guess, like a smaller guy compared to defensive ends. It kind of gives me an advantage. I know I'm quicker than those guys, so I get my hands on them quicker. And then, especially in the pass game, I'm kind of bigger than those linebackers and safety. So, you got some pros and you got some cons at the same time.
Have you made that mental switch where you naturally think tight end rather than receiver?
Well, I have. I don't think a lot of people in the world does, because sometimes, I feel like sometimes I need to get a little bigger. So some people see me on the street and be like, "You a wide receiver?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, "I'm not a receiver. I am a tight end." So, and sometimes they ask me like, "All right, well, what do they do?" I'm like, "The same thing we just blocked." But the mental switch is definitely different, though. You definitely have a different mentality going into it. You're not. I'm not saying like wide receivers are divas, but like, they proclaimed me as a diva when I was a receiver, and now it's like a lot different. So, yeah. Not at all. I mean, shoot, it's tough. It's a tough deal.
How did you do particularly? Sorry. Put on that way.
Can you say it one more time?
You were kidding about the crawfish. I mean, like, in particular, what did you do detail?
No, I wasn't kidding about the crawfish. Like I was eating a lot of food. Like I'm not gonna lie, probably for the first month after the season, I probably ate whatever I wanted and trying to like put weight on. No, it probably wasn't the best thing, but I was really hungry after the season, so I ate whatever I wanted really. And then from there, I just grinded. Like the whole offseason, I just grinded, and that weight kind of stayed on me. The speed kind of stayed the same. And I was like, damn, I kind of cracked a little diet code. But from there, it was just like, yeah, I pretty much ate wherever I wanted. So, yeah.
How has Taysom Hill's quarterback experience had an impact on the tight end?
I feel like it's been huge, honestly. Like, he gives us a different perspective than we ever could even imagine. So, him saying, like, if we were to run a certain route, we'd ask Taysom, like, do you like this route, how we ran it in a certain coverage? He'd be like, like, maybe I like it here or maybe there. So it all depends. Like, it really gives us a perspective from a quarterback perspective going into the room. It helps us out a lot. Like, we'll tweak a few things just because of what he thinks that a quarterback is thinking in certain routes.
You're talking about like eating whatever you want, you fall for it. You're talking like calories.
Honestly, I don't do calorie count, but I don't eat crazy. Like, I'm not like a binge eater now. Like, I don't just, go all crazy. But I'm a big Asian food guy. I love Asian food. My wife makes a ton of Mexican food, so I love her tacos. But I pretty much, whatever we set our minds to, pretty much eat. I mean, I pretty much work it off. But for the most part, I eat whatever I want. Before practice is probably my healthiest meal. I eat broccoli and potatoes and eggs. But other than that, yeah, I just pretty much eat whatever I want.
I'm jealous, but I'm not.
Right. Right. Well, I mean, y'all should try my diet. See how you like it. Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the next Johnson.
No lie. How do you think I did? Oh, I think we obviously could execute better, but it's a different opponent that we're going up against. And I feel like that's the best thing. We don't really know like what they're playing necessarily. We played these guys last year, but they always have a few tweaks. But going against a new team is always something that we like to go into. I think we did fairly well, special teams wise, offense, defense. I thought we did great. Obviously, we want to execute on everything, but that's not possible. But I'm always hard on myself, and obviously I'm more judgmental of us of doing everything right. So if we're not doing everything right, then we have things to work on. So we obviously have room for improvement. Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. There's some big dudes out there. I'm not gonna lie. Like seeing those, I'm like, dang, like they are big. Like, but going out there, like I said, like it's a mental switch. Like it's a mentality that you have to have. That I feel like that I need to be above, those guys and even anybody. Like I feel like I can go out and get it just because that's my mindset. And I feel like that's just like what it is about anything. Like if you have the right mindset about it, you're gonna get it. But there's always like when you actually block him, like dang, like he is like big. Like once you hit him, but ultimately after that, you just gotta keep going and execute. We need to execute and just give it your all at the end of the day.
Anyone specifically that you were like, wow?
I mean, I kept going back to the sideline saying this dude Preston Smith is huge. Like every time I kept blocking him, like I got him like one time, but all the other time, I'm like, man, like this dude is like a wall. And so I'm gonna keep giving my all. I did today, and I will tomorrow. But yeah, he's a challenge that I got to keep getting after.
You've heard the theme of these press conferences by now. Is it easier or harder to work on cheese curds than Asian?
Here's my thing. I've never heard of cheese curds, but I seen it on DoorDash yesterday, and I was like, I looked up a restaurant called like Blackstone. So I was like, oh, cheese curds, I never really heard of it, so I'm gonna have to try it. And then I talked to somebody, I think it was like Zach or somebody. He's like, yeah, they're famous here. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have to try it. So, my little diet, I can't try it in the breakfast, but maybe lunch or dinner I'll try it. So yeah. All right, for sure. Y'all take care.